Simon, what do you have? A knife?
He had a hatchet.
A hatchet?
Yeah, Max.
Simon's my right-hand man. Having one of those is important. I mean, what do you have left without him? A whole lot of work. You have one? Maybe one of these fine people still breathing? Oh. Or did I? Not today. Not tomorrow. But I'm gonna kill you.
In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
You know who the 11 people? I don't remember all 11.
Okay, yeah. So we got Rick, we got Carl, we got Abraham, we got Eugene, we got Rosita. That's her name, Rosita. We got Michonne, Daryl, Glenn, Maggie, Saja, and there's one more. I know it's 11. Oh no, Aaron, the one who brought him into Alexandria.
Oh yeah, the car,
right?
the guy Aaron? That does the. I don't know what they call him, man. The guy that searches for people. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one who brought him into Alexandria. So that's the 11 on the chopping block.
And this guy's not there, right? Jesus, he's not on there.
No, he's not there. He's not with the.
Yeah,
remember, they're heading to Jesus.
That's right.
They were heading to
That's
Jesus.
Right.
Yeah, to get Maggie help for the
to get
the
Maggie
sonogram.
help. Yeah, I remember that.
So we'll definitely do some talking about who we think it's gonna be, some of the rumors and conspiracy theories as who it's gonna be. There's a lot of good stuff. I guess brush over last season because we never really got to talk about it while it was airing. A whole lot of Glenn fake outs. We had a lot of that.
We've been having that for years.
They need to stop
We've been having that for years.
They need to stop doing that.
Yeah. But this season was extra bad, especially with the whole dumpster thing and
it was too much, man.
It's all his blood and
listen,
it was If they just didn't have to sell that so much. If they hadn't sold that so much, it would have worked out, because if they would just zoomed out, he falls, they zoom out, and they're like, oh man, what happened? At least we know that they're not trying to completely sucker us. But then when they did the whole slow mo and the blood from the other guy, and it's like, oh, it looks like it's him being ripped up, and it wasn't. It was.
And then he was.
It was lazy.
The way he
I knew
got
it wasn't
out,
gonna be him though.
The way he got out pissed me off too.
Yeah, he fit under a dumpster, and it's impossible to fit under a dumpster of that size.
Like if you honestly think that you can fit there, go ahead and try.
And they just got bored. That was the other thing. They finally left because they were getting bored of trying to get to him, and they slowly but surely started all walking away. Yeah, it was rough. And then when he finally came back, that very next episode, again, an almost Glenn moment, and then they saved him, right before it happened. It was like, it's just a whole lot of almost Glens. And
that's
again,
why I feel they're not
going to
commit. They're not going to commit. I feel like they're never going to kill him.
One of the strong theories with that is that is why they kept doing the near misses with Glenn, was their way of foreshadowing that he's about to be gone come next season. And the one theory that kind of makes sense that I caught, I was like, wow, that I didn't realize that if you rewatch the episodes you see it in the episode where he is falling off the dumpster. When they show the guy after he shoots himself, they switch into Glenn's point of view, and his ears are ringing because of the gunshot. And then he looks, and then they switch like a point of view moment before he falls off the dumpster. At the end, and that's the only time they've ever done that with a character on Walking Dead thus far. And at the end, when Negan finally hits the person with the bat, they go into point of view, and their ears start ringing. And then the blood starts pouring down. So they're saying that that's the uniting of Glenn's beginning of almost dying to his end of actually dying.
Yeah, if it ends up being Glenn, I'm just gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset because it's like,
I am too.
Right, it's gonna be Glenn finally.
To me, he shouldn't die for like 3 or 4 seasons now, or he should just survive the whole completion of the series because it was too much near calls. Yeah,
he should just survive it by now. Now
he should survive the whole thing.
Yeah, I think the highest odds are obviously Abraham is what I think. I think that's the highest. I think
my guess is
place a
Abraham.
Bet with Vegas.
Yeah.
I think most people are.
Well, because they're not gonna commit to killing Darrow, which is the most popular character.
Which unfortunately is gonna make people want me to stop going to comic book conventions and taking photographs of celebrities, because if it is Abraham, then I am definitely a kiss of death, because everyone we take pictures with. We took a picture with Hodor months before he got hold the door on Game of Thrones. All right, Merle bit it after we took a picture with Merle from The Walking Dead. Took a picture with Clara, and she got geesed off on Doctor Who. I've had some bad.
You're a jinx, man.
Yeah,
you're
we have.
A jinx.
And it was funny because I was talking with the guy when we were taking the photograph of Abraham, and the guy at the booth, I was talking about them like, I go. Fortunately, there's enough people, because we also took a picture with Norman Reedus, so I'm like, it can't be both of them. Now, if it is both of them, I'm done. I'm not going to Comic-Con. I'm not taking celebrity photos anymore at comic book conventions. I'm done if they both go clipped. So I'm like, it can only be one of them. So I got a 50-50 chance of it not being, both of them. But it was funny because the guy at the booth goes, "Don't do it. Don't take the picture. Man. Don't take the picture."
That's funny.
I want it to be Maggie. There, I said it.
I think it makes Negan darker than any other villain you can imagine.
I say if you want to impact the show and the fans and everything, just let it be Maggie.
Yeah. But then Glenn has to die
that would
right
really
after.
build up Glenn.
No
man.
way.
I think Glenn would go crazy.
Done. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
it would be two. It would be Glenn immediately after.
You get 2 for 1.
Yeah, I can live with that. I can live with that because it will take Negan to the next level of being a villain. But I don't think they'll go that route, because I think they really want to sell us on. See, because unlike the Governor, their version of Negan, I'm not very familiar with the comic book version of Negan, but from what I see on the series, they don't want to do the Governor where he's an outright villain and outright like sick in the head. It seems like they want to do more of like you hate him, but you kind of got to understand his angle just a little bit, because
Negan, really, I get the opposite. I get the opposite.
Hold on. Look at it this way. Remember, Negan rolling up on them. He has 11 of them on their knees, and he's only gonna kill one. Unless something happens and someone interferes. That's because he wants control.
Yeah.
But they just killed like 30 of them. 30 of them in their compound, in their sleep. Weapons, ammunition, their grow house, all right? Their stuff, their weed. They burned that down. I mean, they killed a bunch of them unprovoked as of yet, and he's only going to kill one in response to that, when he's always killing one at every place that they go to before they take over and make them answer to them. So they're getting off pretty easy to his standards if you think about it.
Yeah,
he's actually being less of a villain than they are.
No,
I just hope
you're gonna hate that guy.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna, and it sucks because you know what? They should write him. Like we're supposed to see where he's coming from, because technically Rick and the crew are the villains because they did kill 30 people or whatever.
Exactly.
They are technically, but I don't think they're gonna write him that way. I think they're gonna write him as a complete badass, like they did in the comic book.
No, because even if you think about it, even the concept of, I mean, I don't agree with it, but like there's like, and I guess they get that from like ancient emperors and stuff like that, and throughout like a lot of those Chinese folklores of emperors and a lot of those kung fu movies and stuff like that. There's emperors that like they believe that they're like, well, if you go into a place and take out just their most predominant person, you save a lot more lives that way because you're skipping. Or like even in the movie Troy with Achilles, that I can't remember his name, Agamemnon or something like that. They would do the one-on-one battle. You send your best, we'll send our best. Look how many lives it is saved. We resolve it now. So even if you go that way, it's kind of like rolling with that concept. It's like I go into a compound. I take one person, I geese them, but now I'm saving how many lives by not just coming in here in an all-out fight to establish my dominance.
Right.
It's still an evil thing. I'm not agreeing with it, but when you look at the statistics and the mathematics of it, he's saving lives by doing it that way, because instead of coming in and killing a bunch of people in an all-out fight, he's just making an example of one. I
think it's just about control, man. Yeah,
exactly.
He just
yeah.
he just wants to take control of everyone.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I have a feeling that the overall concept of this season is going to somehow be they're going to want to pin him against that other guy, King, that they're promoting now, the one with the tiger, or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm guessing because I'm guessing if you have two badasses and they're a problem, then the best thing you could do is pin them against each other. You know, if you can't handle either one of them, get them to fight each other, type of thing. So I guess that might be the overall recipe they'll head.
I mean,
into
I don't know where they're going because I stopped reading the comic books on long. Like I'm really behind in the.
Yeah, I don't read the comic books at all. Yeah, so, I've never read the comic books. I know you guys don't. I hear a lot about them from a lot of the fans and friends of mine that read them and then watch the show and compare and contrast the two stories. But personally,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go with this season. But did you guys like last season? Like as a season in general?
I overall liked it. I just think this season, and then so you guys don't watch it, but I watched Fear the Walking Dead. They got a bit of a pattern going with, in my opinion, I'm still a fan of the show. I'm still watching it. Again, I overall love it, but there's some lazy writing going down here and there. They're doing a lot of things, even in that
for The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead?
The Walking Dead, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Fear the Walking Dead has a lot of it, and that's the whole thing. That show is a complete reeking of a pattern that's been now formed from The Walking Dead as well, of just some lazy writing. I mean, there's just a lot of things in the storyline that they just, instead of, they just like, is like, this is the base thing they're doing, and I know it's annoying you because I think this is annoying all fans. Instead of making conflict come about in a some happen way, which is how life is, you try your best, you plan, and then, a tree falls, lightning strikes, a storm comes, things happen that still complicate your plans. But instead, they're like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to make our characters be stupid.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that a lot this past season. Like, they're just going to be stupid. They're going to all get together at the same time in this, mobile home without the rocket launcher that they just inherited. And they're just going to go out on the road and think that they can take these guys. And then, big shock. It didn't work out for them. Daryl, Daryl, I'm all hot and bothered. This guy killed this girl and I'm just going to go out there all mad. And then they get, captured too. It's like just so much of that. Even Glenn with the guy with the dumpsters, like just so much this season of like, it's like, oh, we're just gonna make stupid moves. We're just gonna make stupid moves instead of make conflict arise the way conflict arrives.
And the characters are kind of different this season, man. They like the whole Rick and Michonne thing came out of nowhere.
Yeah, the Rick Michonne.
One episode, he was with the other girl, and
I didn't mind it. I didn't
mind the fact that they're together, but it's just them. They wrote it so fast. It was one episode to the next. It's like,
well, because they jumped like 3 weeks after that. After whole. I think so. I think it was a few weeks after the whole the family that cries together dies together situation.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that they're together. That totally makes sense.
That was by far one of the best scenes of Walking Dead, and that's why I said overall I like this season because it had moments like that. That scene when they're walking hand in hand together through the walkers, with the blood and guts on them. And that kid just started panic attack, and the mom wouldn't let go. And the domino effect of that was just like, wow. It was like one thing after the other.
And then the other kid that tried to kill Carl.
Carl. And Michonne did not hesitate. She stuck that sword through that kid so fast.
Yeah,
it was so cool. Awesome. Zero hesitation. And then Carl's eye paid the price.
You got to do what you got to do,
Yep. But Rick is the most unstable character, man. It's like Carl lost the eye, and all of a sudden it was Lori all over again. I'm just gonna go outside and fight everything. You know what I mean? Rick again lost his mind.
Yeah, but it was cool. That part was cool. I like that.
It was cool, but not thanks to him. Thanks to Michonne, because she turned it into a situation where we're gonna use this to be the catalyst of we're gonna make our stand and fight back. He just went crazy, just like when he lost Lori in the prison. He just went berserko again. I'm just gonna go outside and start clubbing things. Like it's like Rick, can you take a breath?
Like that,
for a
though.
second?
I like that emotion though. Yeah, but I like that. I like seeing him do that. That's when Rick is at his best.
I'm going to tell
crazy you, he has no idea what to do.
I have a lot of people disagreeing with me on this, and I'll see what you guys' take is on it. A lot of people don't like how Rick is breaking down in the whole Negan situation, where he's sitting there on his knees and he's kind of like just completely distraught. Like, where did brave Rick, where did cocky, courageous, so sure of himself Rick go all of a sudden? And I kind of dig it. And this is where I'm coming with it, because in my opinion, the whole season has been Rick getting on a very confident high horse of, I am the baddest guy walking around now in this apocalypse. You know, the way they went after the
this guy's
the
shutting him
saviors.
down.
You know
That's
what I
what's
mean?
happening.
Yeah, the way he went after the saviors, and they're just like, oh no, we'll handle them. We'll take care of this problem for you without doing any reconnaissance, anything. Again, them being stupid, but it makes sense because when you're too confident, you make stupid moves. And I think that scene there with Negan and him breaking down is basically he just woke up from the coma again. Again, he thought the world was a certain way and it was working out this certain way for him. And now again, he just got this rudest awakening. Like, no, it's nothing like that at all. Yeah. And just like Jesus told him when he's like, oh, your world's about to get a lot bigger, it also got a lot worse. It's like, no, you're nobody.
No, I like what they're doing with him. Rick isn't the problem with this season. I think the season is with too many close calls. Yeah, the writing, man. Close calls of people dying, and then just like you said, like they're just making the characters do stupid things so something could happen.
Exactly.
That way they could fix it. Not necessarily something's happening from out of nowhere, which is what happened in the last 4 or 5 seasons where things just happened. You know, They weren't stupid. You know, but.
Yeah. I'm also having a problem with like the format of the show already. I feel like at this point they need to figure out what else are they gonna bring into the show, because this whole bad guy, this main bad guy every single year is just getting really annoying for me. And we need to move.
They need to go back to zombies.
That's what they need to go back to. Zombies and Cure and something else.
Man, you guys don't watch Fear the Walking Dead. I like it. I mean, it's, to me, it's good enough to watch, but like everything you complain about The Walking Dead is like a very prime factor on Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer for Fear the Walking Dead, and as soon as I saw fake Johnny Depp running in the street, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch that.
But why do I need to watch another show for this?
Well, it's a take. The concept is good because they're backtracking to Rick's basically still in the coma because it's starting all over again. It's the 30,
how it started.
It started with the 30 days that we missed from The Walking Dead because Rick was the main catalyst for that, and he was in a coma while it happened. So from this angle, we got the first 30 days. We got the beginning on the West Coast and over in California, the beginning of everything. The problem was they've really rushed things, and because they're rushing it so much, a lot of it doesn't make sense. Because it's like it's too desperate too fast. A lot of it's taking place in Mexico, so some of that's the excuse where, you know, some part, you know, well, not some, but a lot of parts of Mexico are like a little bit, you know, more third world because of the cartel and all that stuff. So it makes sense if it's an apocalyptic situation that they would quickly jump into extreme savagery as quick as it happened, you know, like much faster than it's happening in The Walking Dead, where it's taking about 2 years for so much savagery, but it's still not making sense. It's like it's been 2 months and same thing, lazy writing. It's like things are happening too fast. They're already trying to borrow similar storyline from The Walking Dead of Terminus type things, or Alexandria type things. Yeah, different but still the same occult situations, or, you know, extreme, like the Saviors, extreme savagery groups already.
But like so soon into the actual zombie apocalypse.
Within weeks of the apocalypse, they're already hitting situations like that.
That's terrible writing. I'm sorry, I would not watch that.
Lazy writing. And then another thing that they did is, I know a lot of people, and then of course they found a way to just really ruin it. In The Walking Dead, I know a lot of people every once in a while stop and ask themselves, like, why don't they put the zombie blood and guts on themselves more often to walk through the you know, the
and they haven't figured that out yet?
Well, no, forget it. They use it nonstop. It's like overused now. It's like, okay, can we start showing the medical issues of doing that too much now? Because there has to be something unhealthy about that, because they do it a lot.
You have to be getting some type of disease.
Yeah. And then I'll tell you
I'm not going to watch that show. No,
don't watch it, because I'm going to tell you right now. This is how I know that it's not anywhere near as good of a show as The Walking Dead. And it's this. They actually have good actors. They have like one of the characters is the actor from he played he's a British guy. He's done a bunch of stuff. He played Pablo Escobar in Blow with Johnny Depp. He's actually a British actor, but he's done a bunch of stuff. He was in Training Day. He was one of the Mexican gang members, the one with the thick mustache at the end. Yeah, guy's great.
That guy's a good actor. Yeah,
he's a great actor. Great actor. He's in it. They got Actually the kid, the one that you said's fake Johnny Depp, was the young Voldemort in Harry Potter, but British. A lot of Brits on the show. A lot of Brits.
Dude, he looks like Johnny Depp.
He does.
He looks a little bit like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he is poor man.
I mean, at least in that
heroin
scene.
Addict, Johnny Depp. Yeah. No, a lot of scenes. A lot of scenes. He has the poor man. But all the actors are pretty good. But this is what's sad. When you have a show and the actors are good, because there's shows like Arrow and Laurel where you hate the actors acting so much that you want the character to die off so you can get away from some crappy acting. You have those shows where, like, it's not the character that's the problem, it's the actor that's the problem, and they're acting so bad I just want them gone already. That's not the case here. Here you love the actors, but the characters you can't stand any of them.
Crap.
I mean, pretty much one character's starting to grow on me a bit, but for the most part, the whole main cast, I would totally like to see them all get killed already. Like straight up, like they could all die, like straight up. Like I would prefer it be like a Black Mirror or a Twilight Zone type thing where they just all get geese and the next episode's a whole new story, because I just like they need to Fargo it. You know what I mean? Like Fargo, or what's the other one? True Detective, where every season's a whole new story, whole new group. Like I would prefer that, because they need to get got. They seriously need to get got, because all of them, again, because of the lazy writing, and since they started with the lazy writing, I'm not invested the way I am with The Walking Dead. Because at least with The Walking Dead, Daryl does stupid stuff, but I still like that character, Daryl, because we have history already from all the other seasons. Same with Rick, same with Glenn. But in this one, it's like right out the gate, they're doing so many dumb things. Like, can you just die already? I mean, it's like a whole cast of
I've heard a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people talk about Fear of the Walking Dead, and it's not. None of them. No one I've talked to has said that it's a good show. They've all complained about it.
It's an okay show. It's an okay show. It's the arrow. It's the arrow of zombie shows. Yet they're still like in their first season, where the arrow didn't get to that point till like now.
Until like fourth season.
Till like
you know what's sad about that? They're in the third season. That show, Fear the Walking Dead.
No, they're still in their second. They did the mid.
And
it's
they're
actually
going to a
season.
third.
They did
And they're going to a
mid-season
third.
break. Oh yeah, they got picked up for the third.
But that's my point.
They're gonna milk.
Oh, they got picked up already.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Okay.
That is terrible.
Yeah,
there are better shows out there.
I think part of that is because I feel like they're gonna set up some sort of crossover with The Walking Dead. Eventually, they're gonna
at some point.
I feel like that's the new trend.
I'm done. I'm gonna tell you, I have friends we talk about Fear the Walking Dead. We enjoy our misery together with it. It's actually bad enough that, because you know me, I liked watching The Talking Dead after The Walking Dead. But they have The Talking Dead after Fear the Walking Dead, and I don't watch that. I fast forward straight to the last 2 minutes where they show the preview for the next episode, because like I'm not gonna sit there and watch an hour of people lying through their teeth pretending that show is good. Like I can't do it. And I know Chris Hardwick, pobre, he's a company man now.
He has
to love it. Yeah. He has to.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you something about Chris Hardwick. That guy has the best life. The best life.
Oh yeah. He just nerds it up and gets to talk about it and gets paid healthily now to just talk about the things he watches and loves. What we're trying to do, but it's hard to watch that, and on top of that, you could tell a lot of people don't want to go on there because they're bringing back like characters that already died in season 1, characters that died from Walking Dead. Okay, remember the episode with the Corey when when they were trying to lead the whole herd away? In the Walking Dead?
See a bunch of zombies.
Okay, remember that I think he was the kid in one of the vacation movies. I think Vegas Vacation. They brought him on Talking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead, because they don't have anybody wanting to do that Talking Dead to talk about that show. Exactly, because the only time they want to go on there is because they're gonna talk about the Walking Dead coming up, and they're talking about the premiere or whatever, but nobody wants to talk about that show. So I hope they wrap it up for season 3, because I'm kind of vested in it. I don't mind it because at least it's got some good zombie stuff. Even though their last episode they had 0 zombies, the whole episode, not a single zombie. Yeah. I don't even think
they might have to wrap it up. They might have to wrap it up for The Walking Dead too, man. They may make 2 more seasons, and that's it.
I say,
I think it's starting to drag a little bit now.
2 seasons will be it for me, and they better find the cure.
Yeah,
or some hope.
The cure,
or at least the reason why.
At least
the reason why it happened.
Or something. Because I'm already getting to that point. Like I just can't. I can't handle it. I can't watch it anymore. And if they start doing crossovers with Fear the Walking Dead, I swear to God, I would stop watching. I would drop it.
It might happen. I think it's gonna be set up for
it.
All these shows are doing it. Every single network is doing it.
Crossover.
I'm done.
I don't think they have enough crossovers. They need to start crossovering more things. Like
No, man.
things,
No, there's too much.
Things
too
don't even
much.
match together.
Dude, it got to exactly. I think last season they did Bones, which is like a archaeologist show, like detective show.
Yeah.
With Sleepy Hollow. Those are two different shows.
They did do that,
and they crossovered. And they crossovered it.
You know what's funny? I had stopped watching Sleepy Hollow already when that happened, but I watched like half of that episode that you're talking about just to see what direction they're gonna try to go with, because
But those are two different shows.
Totally,
I don't understand.
Bones is, like you said, it's a CSI type show, and then it was a double crossover. They came onto Bones, and then Bones went on to them. Like
it's a but Sleepy Hollow is supernatural, and it's weird, man.
Exactly,
it's weird.
It was crazy that they did that. Crazy.
Yeah.
So they should do like a crossover, like Mr. Robot and Big Bang Theory. Like, they do something.
Yeah. No, they should not. They should not do that.
They should cross over the Flash with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they might as well.
Nah, crossovers are getting crazy, man.
It is.
Just crossover.
Well, at least
getting crazy, man.
Yeah, with superheroes, I don't mind it personally. I know your piece.
It makes sense with superheroes, but anything else is it's kind of.
That's what they.
I mind it. I can tell you.
You just don't like it. You just hate crossovers.
No, I just don't.
Because he doesn't like being forced to watch other shows.
That's
too much. It's too much time you have to take to. Yeah, it's too much.
Too much. That's why I dropped Arrow. That's exactly why I dropped
Walking
Arrow.
Dead. Yeah, we're not talking about Arrow. I feel like we shouldn't talk about Arrow. Listen,
No.
Walking Dead.
Crossovers.
No.
Cage.
Oh, you heard Arrow. I meant Daryl.
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 Laurel.
No, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with The Walking Dead this season. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I don't know, man. The trailer shows a lot. It's a lot's going on. A lot's going on with this King guy and that tiger thing.
But it might be too much. Like
it could be.
They have to go back to being simple, man. The best season. I feel like the best season was the second season with in the barnyard in the prison. Or the first one with the prison. The first season with the prison. Yeah, that one was good too. Like
they're not gonna fix it. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Well, no, even the Terminus. No, even the Terminus stuff was that's the thing. Like,
the Terminus.
Every
season has its
Terminus.
moments.
They built it up. Well, they built up Terminus, and they quickly shut that down. Like in two episodes. In 2 episodes, it was done. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they crushed. They crushed.
So you thought it sucked. Yopis thought it sucked, right?
Yes. Think about it. They built up this place, and they pretty much destroyed. They destroyed that whole place.
In 2 episodes, not even maybe one episode.
In one episode.
But then it's hard because the fans, like, we go all over the place. I mean, and not me personally, but overall in general, fans go all over the place because then, like, when they're in the barn, everyone's like, oh, they need to get off that barn already. They need to get out of that farm already and move on. Then, like, right away, the prison do the same thing. They need to get out of that prison already. They need to move on. Like, and then when they do something too quick, like Terminus, they went right through. They're like, oh man, that was too fast. They need to stick around with Terminus. That needs to happen longer.
Okay, so what you're saying right now, what does that mean? Right now, when
there's no pleasing the fans, man. It's smoking a pancake, bonging a blitz. There's no pleasing you, Mr. Powers.
No,
it's the writing. And you know what? For me, the barn, they weren't there too long. It was one season.
I liked
end
it.
Of the season.
I liked it.
And I liked it. The way that season ended is still the best. It's still the best way.
Yeah, I think
the zombies,
with the exception of every
other
episode was getting the house, Carl. Outside of that, everything was great about that season. Season 1, everything was great. But the ending
of that season was great.
Yeah.
The ending of that, and then when what's this guy's name? Shane, the Punisher. I know him as the Punisher now. When Shane goes out in a hunt with this guy, with the fat dude, and he ends up killing him. You see the transformation of Shane being a bad guy. That scene was great.
See, and you know what?
They need more scenes like that.
More griping of selling you guys on not watching Fear the Walking Dead. There is so many, like I said, how they try to steal elements from The Walking Dead, but like again, they don't have the rapport yet to do that because like that scene where you brought up where Rick and Shane take that guy out. What was his name? Randall, that guy Randall, because like what do we do with him? Like that situation of we can't keep him here because we can't trust him. They don't want to just kill him. At least more than half of the group didn't want to do that. So it's like, oh, we got to take him somewhere. And then once they realized that he knew Maggie and what was her name now? Maggie's sister.
Beth.
Beth, there we go. Beth, and once you mentioned you them, like now that goes back to square one.
Her
Like,
death was quick as
man,
hell.
that was good. That was a good episode though. That was good because
that one was good. That one was good.
That was really good. And actually,
it was unexpected.
She was kind of getting into that territory where I love the actress, God bless her heart, but that character
she had to go.
It was her time to go. It was definitely her time to go.
Yeah, she had to go.
But yeah, they have a similar thing in Fear the Walking Dead where they tried to make a big hoopla about a similar situation of like, oh, we don't have to kill him, but we got to kill him. But it made no sense. It was also, again, too soon. And again, it's like, and like I said, it is a pattern that's forming. And it sucks because for us, the fans, we want it to be like, like a Game of Thrones or,
I just don't, I don't know.
Shows like that were just good all the way through, And
I don't know what the show is anymore. I really don't know what the show is anymore. I really don't. I watched the show for some cool episodes.
It's people arguing. That's what it is.
But other than that, like I don't know what the show is about anymore. It's not about zombies, or it is about zombies. It's weird, man. It's weird.
It's a novela.
No, man, it's not. It's not about the zombies at all anymore. The zombies are so secondary right now.
It's a very weird show, man.
Yeah,
it's a very weird show.
Even though this past season had some good episodes with a lot of zombies in it, man. You had the two Herd episodes that were just like, those were good episodes, man. There was some good episodes this season.
But they need more of that, man. They need more zombie stuff. I feel like. The people thing, obviously they need more conflict. Yeah. I mean, they need to have conflict with the characters. That way you could build storyline. But the zombies have to be like a main thing, and I feel like it's not. It's not a zombie show.
Yeah,
anymore.
like no, it's like you said, overrun anymore. They don't get overrun anymore. Like what? I feel like these zombies are like they're just around sometimes.
I think you guys are judging a lot on the last two episodes because building up last season, like you're like they didn't get run over. They had the wolves happen. They had the herd happen. Like there was actually a lot of big zombie.
Well, we have to remember
herd moments.
We're kind of reviewing the whole season like 6 months after we finished.
I know.
So,
yeah, because we're building up towards what's going to happen with Negan, which I think regardless we're all excited, except again with the poor writing. And I think most people feel this way. Of course, they're not going to say this on The Talking Dead, but it was a cop-out. Them not killing someone to end the season was a cop-out. It's like,
And you know what? The last two episodes weren't that bad.
It was that.
If they would have given us who it was.
It was that letdown.
Yeah.
So, where are the zombies in the woods?
They killed all of those.
No, seriously. They're in the middle of the woods. Where are the zombies?
Yeah, I really don't know, and really that should have happened to break it up because they're making a lot of noise, and
seriously,
maybe they'll show up in this episode. Yeah. Maybe they'll show up right after Negan kills him or whoever he's gonna kill. They'll show up and they'll have to pack up and go. Yeah,
it could happen. I mean, there was walkers in that episode too, just they weren't a problem because they were using them. Remember, they had them chained up in the middle of the road, like a roadblock. I mean, it had its moments. It's that. It's like you said, we're reviewing it much later down the line because we're building up now. It's about to start this month coming up.
And they're writing them really terrible and they're stupid.
It was that last episode. Stupid. That last episode would have been forgiven if they would have killed somebody. If they would have, had the Lucille situation.
If they would have shown us who they killed. Yeah.
Exactly. If the Lucille situation would have finished into fruition and someone would have died, then we would have forgiven a lot of the mistakes in the episode. But unfortunately it was a rough season finale, and that's what's happening. We're judging a season based on its season finale, and overall the season had a lot of good moments. It's just it was just so much build up because they had a lot of build up for Negan the whole season. Yep.
And then it was just like, all right, this guy's just gonna have like a 12-minute monologue and he does nothing.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And then and you got nothing until wait till over the summer. And it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's a cop out.
But overall,
but we're still looking forward to it to see who bites it.
It's been a good show.
Overall, we still love the
show. We do this. I mean, I know there's a very small percentage of people out there that are total haters and don't like Game of Thrones, but that's the thing is that Game of Thrones right now is like the real high golden standard for TV.
It's the best show
for
on
TV viewership.
It's the best show on
and
TV.
then outside of that, like even Fear the Walking Dead. I'm trashing it. You guys aren't even going to watch it. In a certain time, maybe 10 years ago, that's actually one of the top shows. right now, there's just so much. Plus, we're binge watching on Netflix. Yeah, we're binge watching on Netflix. We're binge watching shows on HBO and Showtime and Stars and Cinemax.
USA.
USA FX, AMC.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much binge watching happening now with good shows. There's just so many good series on right now that we nitpick, you know, because we're trying to not have to watch everything. You know, I mean, binge watching. Come on. I mean, I'm sure at some point we're going to talk about Luke Cage once you guys watch it. Stranger Things. We had the other season of House of Cards. We got another one coming up. Yeah. I mean, it's just so many good shows, and that's just one, you know, streaming outlet. You know, once we get into HBO, Game of Thrones, True Detective,
Westworld. Westworld's coming out.
Yeah, I got that set to record. That's starting soon too, and that looks really good. I mean, that's a good match. J.J. Abrams and the cast on there.
And Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah, exactly. Jonathan Nolan writing it.
Yeah.
You got great cast on it. Anthony Hopkins, Ed Harris. People who've never done television before, and now they're doing television. It's insane.
I wonder why.
And that's going to be another one of those shows that's going to, you know, capture our attention and make us nitpick other shows so we can weed out which shows that we're going to watch from the others. Yeah. And that's this case we're in. So
I mean, we love everything we review.
Of course. And now we wouldn't bother watching it, you know? But unless it's me and it's,
we're gonna
it's Smallville or, you know, something like that. And then, that's
what?
I'm kind of doing it. I think we're kind of doing it with Arrow. I mean, Yopi's checked out, but I think me and MSK are kind of waiting to see if Arrow redeems itself. Supposedly, it's going to go back to its roots after the Flashpoint.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, after the Flashpoint fixes, it's going to go back to its roots, and they're even bringing back a particular villain that we all love, so we'll see.
Is that villain Laurel?
No, villain as in, remember, I'm going back to season 1 and 2. Who's the villain that we all love from 1 and 2?
She's a villain.
Just real quick.
She's a villain for me.
Just real quick with Arrow,
she's my villain.
Laurel is everyone's villain.
Pretty much.
The thing with Arrow is that it peaked in season 2. Really bad. But
it peaked as a Flash.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what's going on with The Walking Dead, man.
It's peaking.
It peaked. It didn't peak that early. But the best seasons are already behind us. I don't think they're gonna top it.
Yeah,
it still has a lot more potential. They have a better budget and a darker storyline. But yeah,
that happens. That happens a lot. Look, it's happening. It's happening with Supernatural. It happened with Supernatural.
Supernatural definitely. Yeah, Supernatural definitely.
It's happened with a lot of shows. There's a point that you just need to quit, and I think Game of Thrones is proven.
Certain shows are smart. Penny Dreadful.
Penny Dreadful.
Cut it early, man. Cut it early. Do 2 or 3 seasons and call it. You know, and
look, Game of Thrones is doing.
They're about to do it. They're about to call it, and which is smart.
Yeah, which is smart.
Leave on a high note. I'll be honest. I'm telling you, I love these past 2 seasons of Mr. Robot. I thought they were great, but I hope that show does the same thing. I hope they only do 2 more seasons.
2 more seasons
and call it. Same thing. It works out better. I mean, that's why I personally like a lot of the British shows. And even when they do the long hiatuses, like Sherlock, I have no complaints about a single season of Sherlock, except that you have to wait so long in between them. But it kind of works in its favor. But it works in its favor because by the time you get to see it again, at no point did it ever feel like it got stale or elongated. You know, because they work hard to only have good episodes in between scheduling and all that. Luther was the same thing. You know, I did the same thing with that, and
Luther killed me, man, because I was watching it in real time and I had to wait like 3 years between.
Yeah, and especially that last one was like a movie. It wasn't even a season. It was a movie.
Right.
It was 2 episodes.
Yeah. But it was good. It was still good.
It was great. It was great. And supposedly they're going to do another one like that. They're going to do another double.
They have to. They have to do more. They have to.
It works. Yeah, that recipe works of either elongated, which HBO tries to do that sometimes. They're just not as good at it because they did that with the Sopranos when they were first really getting that Sunday night television thing going, where it's like, 2 years from now we'll have the next season. But just the concept of, just shorter seasons, more meaningful, more impactful, and less of them, and just wrap it up on a high note is the best way to go.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy though? The Walking Dead already has only how many episodes did it have last season? Maybe 13, 14? Was it more than that?
This season was, I think,
it must have
14.
It must have been around there.
Yeah, it had to have been around there.
Yeah.
They never go more than that.
It felt
longer.
It still felt. Yeah. It felt longer, really man. Long. It felt like I was watching 24 episodes,
16,
like the usual network.
16 episodes, right?
It was 16.
Yeah, it felt way
Oh
longer.
yeah, because now they do the mid-season break. So they do the 8 and they do the month. I don't know. I think again, this is we're trying to build up towards the new season starting.
I love the show. I just feel like that. First of all, definitely the season ending sucked.
Yeah,
there, I said
that's
it
what it is.
sucked.
They left us on a bad note. I mean, it
That's
worked.
What it is. Yeah, we have.
It worked in the sense that they're gonna have
it is.
probably the highest rated season premiere ever. Because everyone's going to want to see who's going to get Lucille. End of story. There's going to be people who just sometimes happens that don't even watch the show, are just going to watch that episode so they don't feel alone the next morning at work when everyone's talking about what happened. But outside of that,
Yeah.
you know, that's the only reason we're talking about is because they left us hanging. You know, it was disappointing.
I'll tell you what, man. I think it is going to be Abraham only because they built up his character so much.
Yeah,
this season.
unless it's Eugene. They did the whole. I mean, they were smart with that because
I don't think it's
they
gonna be
had that
Eugene,
moment.
That's
They had that.
pointless.
Yeah, they had that moment where, and that's why it works for Abraham too. That moment between Abraham and Eugene where they actually finally 100%, squashed their issues and
Squash, and they started respecting each other.
And here's the thing: I think we were leaning towards Eugene happening in that episode because remember, while we were watching it for the first time, we didn't know they were going to leave us hanging. So I think everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be Eugene" because they just gave him his moment. Usually when people have their moment, their redemption moment, then that's when it's their time to go. So you can, they do that with characters after only one episode. Like, "Oh, you like this guy? We're killing him right now," and they do that. You have a moment of redemption or a moment of heroism or something like that. Also, next thing you know, they kill you. And so we were like, "Oh, it's going to be Eugene. It's going to be Eugene." But then when no one died that episode, we're like, you know what? Maybe that was Abraham's final moment. Even though they wrote it more from the perspective of Eugene and to get it that way, but you go, no, but actually that's good for Abraham to get it off of his chest to finally give Eugene that so Eugene can move on. And he's kind of, like I said, I think Abraham, I agree too, mostly Abraham, because he's the give me. He's impactful enough that would be like, oh man, that's a good character that just, we just lost, but not like a Daryl or a Rick or a Michonne where he's so in the top, strong hierarchy. They were like, wow, okay, I don't know how this show's gonna work now, type of situation. So I think he's the give me. If the writers really want to impress us, they got to go big. They got to go Daryl. They got to go.
I hope
Maggie.
it's Daryl. It's not gonna be Daryl, bro. It's not gonna be Daryl.
They gotta go Maggie for me.
Glenn, unfortunately,
Maggie would be big,
yeah.
too.
If they hadn't done
That's
all
a
the,
shocker, man. That's a shocker. She's pregnant, dude. You hit her in the stomach, in the stomach, and then you hit her in the head.
Yeah, it's dark.
And then you
It's dark.
take out Glenn, and then you take out Glenn
do that.
at the same time because he's gonna rush you.
Yeah, of course.
You take him out too.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's gonna be that.
I don't think it'll be that route.
I can guarantee you it's not gonna be
That
that.
would be
I'm gonna
dark.
guarantee you it's not
I
gonna be
think
that.
I think if they're gonna try to shock us, it's gonna be Daryl. If they're not gonna try to shock us, it's gonna be Abraham. I mean, if they want to be doing something real crazy, they go Rick or something like that. But
what's the worst pick that they could pick?
you mean like a waste? Like why? Like a waste?
Sasha.
Like why even do this episode?
A waste.
Nah, not
Sasha.
even
Yeah,
Aaron.
yeah.
Aaron, like really,
Aaron,
he's been in the she's done here one
Because
season.
at least Sasha had a little bit of
Like,
build.
Aaron's had one
like,
season.
Yeah, Aaron would be horrible.
I think.
Oh no, I like him too, but I'm saying
like
like he's had one season. You know what I mean? Like this is it. He's only had this one season.
Yeah.
but I'll be
Exactly,
more
yeah.
shocked if they take him out than Sasha.
Who do we
us-
have left from the original cast? All we have is Carol, Daryl, Rick, and
Carol,
Carl, and Glenn,
Rick and Carl. That's it.
and Glenn.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Glenn. Yeah.
See,
That's it.
they got. I think they got to go. They got to go big. They got to go Daryl or Glenn. But
Well,
see,
Morgan was in the first season, but he wasn't a regular cast. Was he in the first season or second season?
no, he's actually
Second,
the first episode.
No, he's the first season. Yeah, he's
Mor-
the first
No,
Morgan
guy.
was the first
it was the
episode.
first. It was the first. Yeah, he was in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, what am I
Yeah.
saying? He was,
First episode.
He's the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
episode, but yeah, such a small part.
Yeah.
Like we didn't really consider him a main cast member. You know what I mean? He was a contributor. but
Right.
We talk
Yeah,
about
he was a
the
guest star.
original group
Yeah.
members, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to be. And the thing is that Glenn would be good if they hadn't done all the misfires during the season. With the dumpster
Yeah.
thing and then the
It has to be
zombie
Daryl.
tsunami
Daryl.
It
thing.
has to be Daryl.
I
think
swear, if they do Glenn, I will be so pissed.
It's gonna be a lot of people are gonna be mad. I think a lot of people are gonna be mad.
I'm gonna be.
I'd be
so
more.
Pissed.
I would be more upset if they killed Glenn than Daryl.
I'm gonna tell
Daryl. I think
it's gonna be upsetting.
it would be
It's gonna be upsetting not because I'm like, oh, that's I like that's if Glenn would have died in the dumpster the way they try to make it seem it happened. I was impacted. I was like, wow, I can't believe he went this way. Like, I didn't see this coming. And they even totally prepared for that because the whole thing with the stopwatch, and he even called Rick a dumbass when he was on the walkie-talkie, the way they did the first time they met. It's like they did all of that to then wastefully make him live, to then kill him the beginning of the following season with me. It's like, what a waste. Like, I'll just be like, I'm unimpressed. I'm totally unimpressed. I don't care now that Glenn died.
I think the writers have to be very careful. They have to be very careful.
I say take out Daryl. Take out Daryl.
I say Daryl will be the most impactful because I don't want it to happen so bad that I want it to happen. And that's why, because I want to be impacted. Like, I felt so left, hung out to dry with that season finale that I want to be impacted, and Glenn's not going to be impactful enough. And as much as I like the character of Abraham, that's not going to be impactful enough. It needs to be one of the core members. It has to be Michonne. Michonne would be crazy too. I think they take a lot off the table writing wise for future storyline by taking her off the table, but that would be really impactful.
I think they just put
Rick.
They just put Rick and Michonne together. You think they're gonna kill her off?
It would be impactment because of that.
It would be crazy, but would they do it?
No, I don't know. If I had to bet about these current writers having some guts with their storyline based on last season, I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
You know why they don't have guts? Because
Glenn would have been dead 3 seasons ago.
Not only that.
That's
remember what season was it?
Dude, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Negan would have killed all of them.
With one bat.
Yeah, one bat, one at a time. He would have been no eeny meeny mo. He would have just been counting them off.
All of them. No, that's it. Over.
He would have stuck them all.
Then the series would have been done.
Them all in the trailer together and blown up the trailer. That's what he would have done. That's if the Game of Thrones writers were writing that episode.
Which one was the season that we wanted Rick to cuss on TV? But
Terminus. The Terminus. Yeah, they're gonna feel pretty stupid that they messed with the wrong people. Screwed. They screwed with the wrong people.
That's the time to get fined. Just take the fine.
Take the fine.
Just
take
do
the fine.
it.
Or just bleep it out.
Yeah.
Just bleep it out.
Mr. Robot does it all the time.
Mr.
Robot does it, and it works.
And they cuss and they bleep it out.
Yeah, they have their moments.
So I know for sure they don't have the balls to do any of those things.
I don't think so. I think we're all. If it's Abraham, it's the most predictable kill they've ever had. It's like basically everyone wrote this episode for you, like you lazy writers, and it'll be a bad start to the season.
So basically, So basically, it has to be Daryl or Maggie for it to be
or Michonne.
For me, for sure.
or Rick or Michonne, or it's not gonna be Rick. But
I'd lose it with Rick. If it was Rick, I'd lose it because like, okay, now you're really showing some guts, because that's basically like when Game of Thrones killed in like episode 6 or whatever. You're like,
hey, spoilers.
Stop it.
Spoilers.
Stop it. We're in season. We're like so many seasons into that show already.
Hey,
if you haven't watched
some people are just waiting
it doesn't
for
matter.
the thing to finish so they can binge watch it.
Dude, they're so screwed. There's no way anyone's watching that series spoiler 3 from the beginning. I mean,
Yeah, there's no way. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna rewatch. I started rewatching it a couple of months ago, but I stopped.
I want to line it up because they just bumped it to June.
Yeah, what Omega said about lining it up makes more sense to do it that way.
Yeah, so you can lead in right to the last episode, and have dress up as Khaleesi, for like a series finale.
How does Game of Thrones always makes its way into when we're talking about?
Because it's so good. Because it's the standard. It's the standard for television right now, man.
It's the best. It's the best.
It is. And you know what's sad is Walking Dead came on first. You know what I mean? The Walking Dead came on first, and they were a show doing that.
Did it? I think it came around the same time.
Year. Yeah, it might have been the same year.
I think it was the same.
Yeah, around the same year. Yeah. Walking Dead definitely caught on first, though. It got more pop first.
Walking Dead. So, I
don't know what else we can say about that.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I felt.
We're wrapped up.
That last episode. That's how I felt.
Yeah, now it's sit and wait.
Well, I was watching the episode with my wife. Both episodes. I think it was a 2-episode season finale. I'm not sure, but I saw 2 episodes in a row, and all I remember is her going, "Okay, was that it?"
That's
all she said.
No man ever wants to hear his wife say that after something.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
exactly. No, but she seriously, she just sat there and she was like,
Wow.
was that the ending of the episode?
That's horrible.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
I want to write an angry letter to the writers of The Walking Dead. You left my wife unsatisfied. That's my job.
Yeah. Think about it. They had a bazooka. With them.
I'll be honest. My wife was pretty.
And they never used the bazooka.
Yeah. Dude, she
was probably sleeping.
No,
She was probably sleeping.
she watches Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, the top ones she watches.
No, I'm saying, but for that episode,
She wasn't sleeping, but I don't think it wasn't the exact same words, but pretty much I remember having actually it's similar sentiment. But she was the same thing, like, huh, meh, she threw out a meh. She definitely threw out a meh. Yeah. And same thing, everyone I was watching it with bringing up the rocket launcher, like why wasn't there a rocket launcher with them? Why? And then you watch.
It makes no sense because they had it. They had the rocket launcher.
And it made no sense. No, but everyone's like, it was dumb day. It was dumb day in that episode because then Daryl was like, "Oh, I'm angry. I'm gonna go out fight now," and then he gets them all captured. So they have them.
Maybe the zombies are like, "Man, I'm not gonna mess with these people anymore."
That's why. That's why there was no walkers. That's why there were no walkers. They're like,
let's just make our own colony
I don't
somewhere
eat dumb
else.
People.
And
that's what all the walkers in that forest.
Yeah.
They're like the elitist of the walkers, and they're like, I'm not only dumb people.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Yeah. I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah, I'm gonna
like,
diet.
Nope.
They're like,
turn around.
They're like, I'm gonna diet. I'm not
Yeah.
eating that.
I'm eating. There's too many carbs and stupid people. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure if you go back to Atlanta now, the zombies are just controlling that city like normal, like they own.
They're eating grass.
No, that's it. They restructured. They already have a governmental setup.
They have jobs.
They have
jobs.
Police.
Yeah.
They got grocery stores of body parts. They walk into the grocery store like, make sure you get me an arm. Just.
Well, with that last episode, they definitely were doing something else because they were nowhere near any of those places.
No,
they were not in the woods. They were not in the hills.
They had them chained up as roadblocks. They had some walkers.
Right.
Oh, and no, Morgan and Carol had to deal with some walkers. I don't remember much about how that panned out.
How many walkers though?
Yeah, I know. And
I think like 2.
Man, we're so nitpicking. We're so nitpicking because they did the same thing, man. They did such character changing with Carol also. Like how did she go from bad but I don't agree with Morgan to all of a sudden I can't kill anymore? Like what? Like what?
Yeah,
like how did that
weird,
happen?
Man.
How did she go, I'm going to kill Morgan so I can kill this guy too? And then that guy too, in one episode, completely redeemed. Like oh, I'm going to save you now. I'm basically the guy who brought all this herd into here that basically killed half your village. But now I'm going to have my redeeming moment because you're right. I should try to help you. Like how, in minutes, it's again,
it was just weird.
That's just bad.
Do you guys think we're going to see the wolves again?
No, that's it. That's it. They're done.
That went there?
They're done. Yeah, the last four, Rick killed them through again, they did the Terminus with them. Just like Yopi said about, it was too fast, all this buildup. And basically the same thing. Yeah, that's it. The last 4 that Morgan let go are the ones that Rick shot through the mobile home when they were trying to attack him from the outside.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's no more wolves.
That's right. That's right.
It. Done. So Terminus done. Yeah, wolves done,
And Rick and the group, they're technically villains themselves.
That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of rooting for Negan.
I
rooted for the governor a little bit. I'm just saying.
Let's just put it
there was
there,
a little bit of governor rooting, just a little bit. The fish head thing. The fish tank.
Yeah,
but the heads in it was a little weird. But
let the man be.
Well, I really rooted for him against Andrea. I mean, that's just the truth. It's like she needed to get. Yeah.
Oh, Andrea. I don't know what happened to her character. Man. She wasn't like that in the comic book. I'll tell you that. And they just ruined her character completely. And
it was funny. She wasn't because like T-Dog I really didn't care about, and then when he died I'm like, damn, I kind of liked him. And then what is it, Lori, Rick's wife, Carl's mom, I kind of was tired of her too. And then when she died I'm like, but when she went it was a little redeeming though. You're like, damn, she actually went out well. I missed her a little bit. I wanted her to die up to that point, and then when she finally died, it was like a redeeming. Andrea was like, finally, when she died, you're like, oh, that took long enough.
I feel like, Andrea had to,
and
she was just,
and that's gonna be another one of our interviews right after Jesse Eisenberg. It's gonna be the actress who plays Andrea.
Oh man.
No, you know what? Because we're not making fun of the actress.
No, just
we're
the
making
character.
Fun of
Yeah, no.
the
Oh no, she played the part. She
Jesse
played the part
Eisenberg
well.
just
Yeah,
sucks.
Wait, are you saying the same thing about Eisenberg?
What? No.
No, he's horrible.
Not at all.
No, he's
No,
horrible.
forget that guy.
He's horrible.
Forget that guy. You know, I have a normal life. If I have to delete every episode and just like give up on this podcasting thing, or interview Eisenberg, I'm really leaning towards just completely giving up this podcasting thing and not interviewing Eisenberg.
Nah, we're just playing, man. No, we're just playing. We're interviewing him. We're just nitpicking. We're being
fans.
We're being fans. All right.
This is fanatically correct.
Exactly.
Correct, and we're just being
right
fans.
now. We're being fans and we're being correct. So Yo Piece, how about I set up that interview with Terrence Howard for next week.
That guy.
So anyways, yeah, we're not gonna touch Terrence Howard. Anyways, so
well, I guess just throw it out there. Who do you think it's gonna be? I go Abraham, MSK.
Yeah, I go Abraham too.
Yo Piece. Who do you think? That's what I'm asking right now. Who do you think it's gonna be?
Now, who do you want?
Yeah, that's gonna be the next question. Who do you think? Yo
Okay,
Piece?
who do I think? I think it's going to be. Okay, I think it's gonna be Abraham. Yeah, Abraham seems like the right choice.
Well, I don't think it's the right choice, but I think it's the choice that they're
No,
gonna make.
no,
I think
no.
the
But I'm
choices they're
saying
doing, I think that's the choice
for what they've been writing, this whole time, I think it's gonna be the right choice. They're gonna choose. Like they're just gonna choose Abraham for sure.
Okay, now backwards orders. Yo Piece, who would you like it to be? Who are you hoping for?
You know, I've been telling you, Maggie.
Maggie. You can say Maggie. MSK.
Yeah, I would want it to be Darrow, man. I think that would cause the most fan reaction. It'd be a shocker for everyone if it was Darrow.
I'm gonna go. I would say Rick, but I think that's a waste of a want because there's no way it's Rick because they already that scene they said it where he goes feed his other eye to his father. So there's no way it's Rick. So I'm not gonna waste that on either of the two. But I might agree with Daryl, but I'm gonna say Michonne. I'm gonna say Michonne because I'm so not prepared for that I want to feel that reaction. I want to feel that reaction of Michonne and taking that away from Rick already to see where they go with it to
Yeah, I think that'd make Rick a little crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, for him to lose it again.
A little crazy. I think he will go even worse.
Yeah, come on. He lost it over Carl's eye, after, over
Michonne. Well, I mean, it's his son, but yeah, I get it.
So and
I just think he'll feel like he loses every woman.
That's exactly, and that's what I'm leaning towards. Like, yeah, man, you were cursed. You were cursed from happiness.
Don't get with Rick. Don't get with Rick if you're in that show.
Exactly.
That would be a new.
So all right, I guess MSK, you gonna take Necessity on this one?
Am I? I don't think.
Yo Piece, I did the last one. So
all right, I'll take it. I'm gonna say Juan de los Muertos.
Yes. Wow. Out of left field.
Good job.
Have we ever talked about
Good
that?
job.
Wait a minute. Have we ever talked about that yet on the podcast?
I have no idea, but I just took it. I took it
Do
from
it.
him, and my necessity is gonna be Juan de los Muertos. It's a zombie movie in Cuba. That's just exactly what it is. It's what would happen if the zombie apocalypse happened in Cuba, and it's like an homage to Shaun of the Dead, in a sense. And it's just a great. I enjoy it.
I love it.
From the get-go.
I love it. I think it's a stronger, impactful film, like comedic wise for.
And it's low budget, right?
Very
It's
low budget.
Yeah,
even more low budget than Shaun of the Dead. I think it's actually filmed in Cuba by a Spanish production company. So I mean, definitely if you are fluent in Spanish, it's even better because you don't have to read the subtitles, and it's funnier because you lose some things in translation.
You lose a lot in translation. It's
directed
and written by Alejandro Brugues. And
he's from Spain.
Yeah. This is a whole Spain production.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's even that one character in it that he's supposed to be an American, but his accent is so bad. When he speaks English, it's like, wow, they couldn't get an actual American. But you know what? Terrible. It works because it's a comedy. I mean, it's a comedy. It's not I mean, there might be a couple.
Shaun of the Dead in
exactly.
Spanish. Yeah,
actually, Shaun of the Dead's a little bit more of it has some more heart to it. This one's actually more of a comedy than Shaun of the Dead, because Shaun of the Dead had those moments of like drama,
like friendship
moments, stuff like that. Where Juan de los Muertos, even when it tries to have that moment, it's still more comedic than it is.
Still, it's funny.
It really it's
so it's called Juan de los Muertos or Juan of the Dead for those
the dubs, the non-Spanish
speakers.
But man, good choice.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, you said zombie related.
Yeah, no, it was good. You know what? That should have been the first.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, because when I'm thinking necessity, I'm usually thinking like TV shows or something to binge watch. I usually don't go movie, but damn, that's a good one, man. That's a really good one.
I mean, I could have done Shaun of the Dead, but then again,
if
you haven't
everyone knows about
seen Shaun of the Dead,
you're not a nerd.
If you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead, like get out of our podcast right now. Like, I'm sorry,
we've been trying to do
just get out
right now.
Right
now, just get out.
For the most part, we try to take necessity as the things that don't get a lot of pop. You know what I mean? And say like, hey, this is actually
recognition.
Exactly. This is not really a cult classic yet. It didn't get a lot of pop while it was in the theaters or while it was on television or while it was whatever. But this is really good stuff that if you're a nerd, you're gonna enjoy this. You should check it out.
There you have it, guys.
Are you guys no Twitter, no nothing? Are you guys gonna set that up?
Oh, we're gonna do that every episode.
We have to. We have to.
Well, it's fresh on the head, so it's at FanCor for Twitter. And then for if you want to email us, it's contact FanCor, FANCOR, contact FanCor @gmail.
Yeah, we'll definitely get some feedback somehow from you guys. So.
Message in a bottle us. We're off the coast.
In a bottle,
we're off the coast in Florida, so you can message in a bottle, store it in there to eventually reach us.
Yeah, and you guys could find us on iTunes if you're an Apple user, I guess. Is that what it's called? Yeah, you guys can find us on iTunes or on Google Music for Android users.
And please review us. That helps.
Yeah, very important. If you guys
feedback,
review us.
We need feedback. A lot of feedback. Whatever you guys want.
Feedback.
Just feedback.
Even if you hate us, that's good. We love
we
to
can
hate
work with
too.
that.
It's cool.
We can work with that. Not a problem. Self-deprivation works. So, all right.
We need something.
Please listen to us. Yeah.
Please give us a listen. Yeah. I'm talking to you, wife. Download and listen. Mom, I'm gonna amount to something one day. I promise. Just listen. Please download and listen. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your clients. Tell your customers just to listen to me, please. Ma abuela, por favor, ayúdame.
Abuelita, please listen to my podcast. Don't worry about what I'm saying. Just listen to it.
We just need it.
And on that note, peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.